Good morning. The Bible does many things, but the Word is alive, the title of this YouTube page. The Bible inspires and invites. Today, the Lord clearly led me to the story of Daniel. Daniel in the lion's den, well-known story, heard about it for years. Remember being on the flannel graph in Sunday school longer ago than I care to admit. But today, as I read the story, I realized that Daniel, first of all, had gifts that God had given him and given him favor as a result of his utilizing those gifts and to not just benefit himself, but to literally benefit the entire kingdom and his leadership. And then when there were people over Daniel that frankly had it out for him, they devised a plan to take Daniel's good habits and make them illegal. Now, all of us have plans against us. Of course, we're all engaged in a spiritual battle, and the battle's not fair, the battle's not visual. There are not people that are our enemies per se, but the enemy uses all of us to try to mess all of us up because we all got issues, newsflash. So you got Daniel, who finds out that these people that are against him and trying to take him down convinced the king that praying was illegal, the very thing that Daniel did all the time. Now, what I've never noticed as clearly as I did today is the moment that Daniel became aware that his king had made it illegal to pray. In verse number 10, Daniel chapter 6, verse number 10. But when Daniel learned that the law had been signed, he went home, knelt down as usual in his upstairs room, with his windows open toward Jerusalem. Now, my strategic mind goes, dude, that is a bonehead move. Furthermore, my strategic mind says, why didn't you go straight to the king and help him realize that what he just signed was stupid, was wrong, was led by malicious people? Daniel didn't go to the king, number one, because the king couldn't reverse what he had just signed. That's the logistical human side of it. But the bigger side of it, Daniel went to the king that could actually change things, and his name is Jesus. So many times we give people more power than they have. The fact is, the king, King David, he had power, and his power made Daniel's life completely different to the point where Daniel ended up going to the lion's den. I mean, he was going to be killed for this. He was going to be killed for that which should never have been wrong. But God. But God. God took that which the enemy meant for evil and turned it around for good. But there's so much for me to learn about God and his faithfulness despite what people might do. And secondly, there's so much for me to learn about Daniel, that he didn't appeal to men, he appealed to God. Let me say that again. He didn't appeal to men or women. He appealed to God. May we do likewise.